if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support, where health education is abundant, where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City, USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
Did you know a typical passenger vehicle that has a fuel economy of about 22 miles per gallon and drives about 11,500 miles per year emits about 4.6 metric tons of carbon dioxide on an annual basis? In order to save this planet we call home, we have...
I'd like you to imagine with me, if you will, opening an app where you can collaborate with like-minded individuals from around the world, get inspiration and in-app tools to launch and grow your business, as well as share your knowledge and earn compensation, all in one app. Well, the name of that app is Truso, short for Truly Social. Hi, I'm Matthew Newman, the founder and CEO of Truso. A new concept in social media, Truso is designed from the ground up to be a platform that's both social and empowering for all its users. How exactly do we do that? I'm glad you asked. First, Truso brings the world together via video. Psychologists assert that video provides a significantly more effective connection than audio only. When you enter a community on Truso, you're face-to-face. Second, on Truso, you don't have to have 1 million followers to monetize. Our business model allows all hosts and moderators to monetize, no matter the size of your following, by one, producing fee-based content, and two, inviting others to join the platform as subscribers. Even more, Truso has an in-app resource library with over 100 free resources, forms, and documents to help you build your brand and grow your business. Third, Truso is inclusive. The deaf and hard of hearing communities make up 360 million people worldwide. Unlike audio-only apps, Truso embraces this community, providing a networking platform that allows them to participate via video and closed captioning. We even have a deaf and hard of hearing foundation in the works as well. Fourth, Truso is both social and safe. We refer to Truso as a virtual extension of the beauty shop, barbershop, and brainchild of the community. A place where there's laughter, along with wisdom, growth-oriented conversation, and genuine connections in a safe space. Truso even has proprietary security to ensure we maintain a safe environment for everyone. Where are we at now? Truso is live, y'all. We've launched in beta and we're acquiring users daily. We have an incredible development and marketing team, plus amazing celebrity influencers at the table, helping us spread the word around the globe, beginning within the African diaspora and beyond by creating a safe space for growth, connection, and collaboration. We're truly excited about Truso. We've created something special for which there is a global market. And we invite you to embark on this journey with us as a shareholder. The future for Trousseau is truly bright. Join us and let's go there together.
Prepare for what's coming and dominate in economic winter. Stand strong and thrive by showcasing your great products and services globally through the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics. The Black Business Network has showcased over 2,000 companies with over $7 billion in sales each year. Over 10 million attendees have viewed the rebroadcast each month. Through the Black Business Olympics, unique styles of business training and mentoring are turning students into business owners and entrepreneurial warriors who will dominate in any economy. Gain the ultimate advantage of the Black Business Olympics, 7 days of unbelievable topics and speakers speaking around the globe. Donate your time and experience to provide expertise and scholarships to students worldwide and change the world. Now, more than ever, new insights, tools, strategies, and capabilities are needed. This is your chance for a major presentation to the world. Fill out the form and join the more than 2,000 speakers who have presented to over 200 countries. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the Metaverse, STEM City, Black Multiverse Enterprises, Hulu, Amazon, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pod TV, IBM TV, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Sign up today. Spaces are limited, and we will see you there.
The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at $BBX USA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund.
How many times have you been asked to help someone you didn't even know, a student, a business entrepreneur? Or did you ever even ask, where did they end up? That business, that friend, that entrepreneur. Well, just maybe they ended up in a gang, bankrupt, homeless, or worse, dead. Maybe they turned to crime, drugs, and alcohol. Did you ever wonder? Did you destroy their dream, or was your life always so easy? At the Black Business Olympics, we started a movement to help students complete. Give them hope and foster success. Help them to leave their dreams of providing laptops, computers, and up to $5,000 in scholarship funds. Today, we ask you to help a student, a business owner, or an entrepreneur to realize their dreams by sponsoring them, supporting them, and buying from them. Consider this. With With $1.6 trillion in our Black community, we only ask for a small donation for our students, our businesses, and our entrepreneurs. And you can change a life today. So I ask you, what are you going to do? Sit on the sidelines and watch our students in high school be losers, miss out on their dream from lack of resources? Or are you going to donate to the movement and change their future and yours as well? Give us a call today at 919-308-9090. Change their life by investing with action to the Black Business Olympic Fund. The Black Business Olympics, one of the largest business showcases of Black business in the history of the world.
Good afternoon, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Tamisha Thomas from Too Much TV. I'm your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Today, our speaker is Antoinette Jackson. She is a proud mother of two. She graduated from Spelman College in 1984. She's a former college coach, tennis and golf, and one of the top 25 women in Atlanta 2011-2012 with a proclamation from the city of Atlanta. She's a member of the Statesman Academy for the Family Policy Alliance and a 2020 candidate for the U.S. Senate in Georgia, to include being an advocate for the constitutional rights of the citizens of America. Welcome, Ms. Antoinette Jackson.
Hey, how are you this morning? Good morning.
How are you today?
Good morning. And it's Annette. I'm sorry.
Annette. Okay, yeah. Annette, how are you doing today, Annette?
Good. Radio host. Amazing.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Welcome today, Miss Annette Davis Jackson.
Yes, thank you. You know what? I am so proud to be here. And let me tell you why I'm so proud to be here. Black business is the crux of America. It's the crux of America because every single person has what it takes to make it. And what it takes to make it is moving from the personal side of the tax code when you start working to the commercial side of the tax code. That's why I'm pushing. You've got what it takes. And I'll tell you, women, you have what it takes. I don't care if you have babies at home. I don't care if you have a husband at home. I don't care if you have mother and father to take care of. There's a time in your life where you can take 15 minutes because you have what it takes to put a product on the market. You have what it takes to design a couch. You have what it designs to put a toothbrush on the market. You have what it takes. The other day, I was helping my best friend with her daughter's wedding. And I thought that, to be honest, that she was going to be that runaway bride. And I want to tell business owners, don't be that runaway business. Sometimes you run away from business because you don't want to do the paperwork. You know, you just get tired of the paper. You're like, why do I have to do this, that? IRS is, sending me a letter. But guess what? Do not be afraid of any of this. Open your mail. Open your mail, do the paperwork. Let me tell you, and Dr. Martin Luther King talked about mobilization. You don't have to just be the sole proprietorship by yourself. Find somebody who likes to do the paperwork. Hire a CPA. Sometimes don't take all the money from your business. Hire somebody else who can do what you don't want to do. To me, this is the Olympics. Let me tell you.
So, Ms. Jackson, what inspires you to do this work?
My father, my mother, my grandmother, my aunts, my uncles. My father was in real estate. And he was an entrepreneur at 20. And the only reason that he didn't go to the draft because he had a wife and 2 children. But he was in real estate. So I took a cashier's check to Spelman College, and he depended upon me to make sure that I took that to the bursar's office. So when I look all around me, there was nothing but business. And then I had military men with my mother's brothers, that everything was in strict scientific order. The one thing that I know about business, it's in order. So as growing up, I saw order in everything. My grandmother had 9 children. So that's the same as business. Whether you're taking care of children or not, equate that to business and know that sometimes you have to sit down in the office, and do the paperwork. I watched my dad write the contracts up in Leimert Park in California. But if he didn't write the contracts up, how could he solidify and consummate the business? He could not unless he really took time. So I saw this really all around me. And then as a college coach at Spelman College, before teams went out, we had to make sure that we had money in our college accounts. We had to make sure they had the right athletic uniforms to wear. We had to make sure that they were clean. We had to make sure that we had apples and oranges. We had to make sure that we picked the restaurant that we were going to go to afterwards. I mean, just all these things. So I saw all this meticulousness, if I may say, and that's what led me to be in business. To really look at it and say, you know what? Hey, it makes sense. But more importantly, I think what helped me catapult was seeing all my family be in business. But then I got kicked out of the DeKalb County school system in Georgia for uncovering corruption. And so that led me to be full-fledged. I was able to take care of my kids and send them to school. But then I was also able to write. I was an English major for Spelman College. So I just began to write, and I began to write briefs for people who had to go to court and really did not know what to do. So I saw business all around me. So whether it be hospitals, whether it be school districts, because in school districts, even you have to go speak before the Board of Education. When you speak before the Board of Education, you have to have a script. So all of this is business, from school districts to small restaurants. And of course, I'm a chef too. I love to cook. So I cook for basketball teams. So in all of that, you got to take care of the business. You can't have, basketball players and volleyball players and wrestlers eating 30 minutes before the game. And particularly wrestlers, they can't even eat because they got to weigh in. So I just saw all of these things and said, you know what, business is the key. And then I had mentors, who were in business, who just showed me the way. I had congressmen, when I ran for United States Senate, who showed me the way. And it was truly all about business.
Well, it sounds like you've got a lot to tell us. I'm going to let you have the floor. Jeans is coming, and I'll see you.
Oh, God. I was hoping that you would just roll on the questions.
Oh, I can.
Roll on the questions. Let's get it. And then I'll give you what I got.
Okay. So I tell you what. So you spoke about your grandmother having 9 children. Yes. And that was business. I'm a videographer. I recently did the story of Oberlin, which is a historic district of African American people here in Raleigh. Yes. And they talked really about community and coming from, they said they had nothing, but they never knew it because of community. And Absolutely. You just said that having 9 children was business. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, having 9 children was about business because, see, my grandmother woke up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. See, that's the difference, right? You wake up while everybody's asleep. Okay. How do you wake up at 8 o'clock and you got to be to work at 9 o'clock? No, that's because you're rushing. You don't get a chance to eat breakfast. So my grandmother had 9 children, so she woke up between 3 and 4. But here's what I saw my grandmother do. I saw her prepare in advance. So I saw her prepare 24, 48, 72 hours in advance. It was just so amazing. I saw her start her business week, and I employ everybody, start your business week. Your business week doesn't start on Monday, it starts on Sunday. It starts on Sunday. You have to prepare. So whether you work for a corporation or whether you work for yourself, her life and her business, and she was a seamstress too, so she made her clothes. She started on Sunday. So, those big old meals that you cook and everything. But guess what? You put it in plastic containers. And at that time, it wasn't plastic containers. They had all the nice ceramic dishes and everything. Oh, I mean, like they did it big, And then they had the pressure cookers that they cooked in so that they could cook a majority dish. And then my grandmother canned. So she had everything just already ready on Sunday. So her meals were cooked on Sunday for the rest of the week. Man, I'm clapping for that one. I am so clapping for that one. I'm clapping. She had everything ready. So in the morning, if all she needed to cook eggs because the bacon was already ready.
So preparation is one key that business owners need.
Yes.
You talked about being a college coach at Spelman College, where the funds were already ready. What are some of the other things that you feel like business owners need to have as far as a skill set, talents, and skills to be able to make them successful in today's landscape?
Well, one thing they have to have a mentor. I suggest every business owner to have a Wickman. Gino Wickman has a book called Traction. And I would suggest that every business owner read Traction. Look, you have to have 30, 60, 90, 128 plans. And can you follow it? You have to follow your plans. That's how billionaires get it. How do you think that Coca-Cola, Berkshire Hathaway, BlackRock, I mean, the major corporations, which are the 1%ers, Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, Twitter. How do you think that they do it? They just don't plan, 24 hours in advance. No, they have what is called consequential thinking ahead of schedule. And that's what it is. You have to have a business plan. And if you don't have a business plan, you have to start with a business plan and follow your business plan month by month, day by day. You have to follow it. I don't know what to say. It's, to me, business is scientific. It's very scientific. It's not haphazard. It can only be haphazard. And I don't mean haphazard in a different way. Is if you got invited to a reception, right? And then you can flow off the cuff with, your network and meeting people. But otherwise, business is so scientific because you have to know your market, you have to know your target audience. And for large businesses, what is your capability statement? What are your NAICS codes, right? What industries are you in? And what other industries can you go in? What's your supply chain flow? So to me, that's scientific. You have to know all of that. And then you have to know the competitive nature. Who are your competitors? And not that that's adverse, but you might be able to supply your competitors items that they don't have. So you have to know all of that. You have to know your competitors within a 15, 30, 45, an hour a mile radius, even around the country, because you might be shipping now with Amazon. I mean, it's just amazing. You might be able to, you can ship your products all over the world, but you need to know your target market.
Okay, so we talked about being prepared, having a business plan, and breaking that business plan down to a SWOT analysis, strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats, understanding your suppliers. We talked about having mentors.
Yes, that's key.
So we're speaking about those three things. What else do business owners need in order to be well versed in their industry?
They have to listen to their mentors. Just like my grandmother, just like my mother, my father, my uncles. My uncle He designed the logo for NASA. You know, my aunt, she was the airport commissioner in California until she passed away, but she also developed the Skid Row Development Foundation when homelessness in Los Angeles wasn't what it is now. So there are some people who go before you who are trying to tell you, hey, these are the things to do. And I find that a lot of people are not listening to the people who go before them. I think, I know that that is a major emphasis for business. You know, and some business owners, you know, will talk about, well, I'm the owner, I know what to do. But here's the thing: if somebody went before you and they can help you with the hurdles that you might achieve or the permits that you might need, or, you know, that could be amazing. Because I find business owners, if you're opening up a restaurant, you know, sometimes it takes a year to open up a restaurant. Guess what? You're going to be broke because you're feeding into that restaurant. I've seen it. I've helped as a consultant restaurants to open, and they couldn't even open because they couldn't get their consumption and alcohol license, because they could not, water was flowing from a business owner closed. So I had to call code enforcement to have them really understand. So there's all these type of snafus that come up for business. But if you have a team to help you, and I do believe that a lot of business owners, and particularly sole proprietorships and small business owners, don't want to develop their teams. And that's a hard piece of understanding for business owners. You can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. It's too much work. It's too much work by yourself. And if you can find partners that you can have, people want to talk about Silicon Valley and the tech industry, but one thing about the tech industry did is everybody who was a part of the tech industry companies, they were partners. So they had a direct ownership. Sometimes when you have a direct ownership, you work harder. You know, let's take the employer-employee situation. I might not work as hard because I might not have that title status, right? And so you have to give business owners and the people that work with you a status which creates a buy-in. I find that it's an elevated owner and a declined employee. And I want to switch that around where that employee level comes up to the same owner position. Because what if the owner gets sick? Where's the succession plan? Who's going to take over that knows exactly what the owner knows, exactly where it is, you know, who's that trusted partner, and then who also can be trusted with all the affairs of the business. And I do believe that small business owners are afraid of that. They don't want to relinquish that power and control to really develop a powerful team. How do you grow? You can't grow it, you know, by yourself.
So we talked about having mentors, listening to mentors, being prepared, and buy-in, being able to have the employees feeling as if they've got a stock in what's going on. Can you tell me? You mentioned that one of the things that you see business owners do is not listen to mentors. What are some of the other things that business owners should avoid when starting and opening a business?
I wouldn't say avoid. I would say have a blueprint. You have to have a blueprint. Follow the blueprint. I don't know what else to say. You got to follow the blueprint. It's not haphazard, because you have to deal when you open a business, and particularly a brick and mortar, right? Mm-hmm. There are so many rules and regulations, policies that you have to follow, government officials that have to check mark you off, right? And so you have to have friendships, I hate to say, in high places. And I don't mean any payola or anything. I mean friendships where those entities can tell you all the things that you need and follow the blueprint. To me, it's simple. Business doesn't have to be complex. But it's simple when you have relationships to be guided as a rubric. You know, in education, you have to have a rubric. Okay, how do you score? Oh, you mean to tell me that my essay got a 70? Well, I'm going to ask you, man, this was the bomb essay and I got a 70. Well, tell me, how did you score? Okay, so business is about scoring. It's about scoring. This is the Black Business Network Olympics. You're being scored. You're being scored. And business have to know if you're being scored, how to know how to score. Let me give you an example. So for restaurants, if you know they have this score and they might say A or a B or whatever. And so I like A restaurants, I really like it. The same way with business. I think the Black Business Network ought to adopt the practices where this business gets an A or a B, because that means that more people are guided into the business. Because when people now, with the advent of technology, they look up to see what restaurants have an A. How about the Black Business Networks look up the businesses and people rate them, and it's just like, hey, you get an A. It's about getting an A. It's about having the gold, the platinum, and the silver of business. And you know what? That's really not only customer service, but that's seeing what is the nature of the people who support your business. I think that's very important. And you talk about having reviews. Well, if you liked my service, can you write me a review? Right? And before you leave, hey, I have a computer, I have a tablet set up. And do you mind doing a review? See, because if you let them go out the door, what's the chance of writing a review? What's the chance of writing a review?
Slim to nine.
Okay. So if before they go out the door, you know what? Can I help you? Do you mind writing a review? And I want you to be honest. I want you to tell, just what you like, and what are the improvements? I don't think it's any shade for a business to ask, how can I improve? How can I improve? And then, can you give me a referral? Thank you. If you like my business, can you give me a referral? Can you tell your friends? And then have a space to have a referral so that we can call that person. I was a partner in a computer shop, and I'll tell you, from my neighborhood, people used to come to the neighborhood computer shop. And what we found is they would come because, the computer was down, but they came to just talk. What's the matter with businesses being able to not to just deliver their products and services, but for the community just to come and talk, just to come and talk, right?
But
I shouldn't have to be juggler on, hey, I want my bottom line, I want my millions. But maybe if you came just to, talk, we might find out more, and we might find out likenesses. We might find out, different things that we don't know about the community atmosphere and the environment. Now everybody's talking about the environment and being green, and what I say is, no, the people are the green as far as I'm concerned. I'm changing the paradigm. We, the human capacity, are the green. We, the Black Business Network, are the green. So the green to me is the human capacity to come into businesses and find out. And I say this because the other day I was just had to, just buy some time, 15 minutes. So I walked this in this strip mall, and I did not know that there was a smoothie shop. And I was saying to myself, oh, I need something to drink. This smoothie shop had the best smoothie that I'd ever tasted. I had been a vegetarian for 42 years, when I was playing collegiate tennis. This was the best smoothie that I've ever had. So guess what? I'm telling everybody about this smoothie, but had I not ventured out, and so I do believe that the community has to venture out on foot, not in the car, because you're going to miss the Black businesses in your car, right? Because you're going to a destination. But if you get out of your car, go to some of these strip malls, and then just walk the plaza to find out what Black businesses are in the area, you'd be surprised. And then you can now start supporting them.
Okay, so discovery. So you're a business consultant, but you once were in education, and I heard you say something about you exposed corruption. Can you tell us what led from education to running for office to now being a business consultant? What was that process like for you?
The process was that everything is political. Everything is political. So when I started my career at United Teachers of Los Angeles, after I got a Spelman College, went back to LA, right, for 5 years. And then I came back to Georgia for the rest of my time. But I was a sole graphic artist for United Teachers of Los Angeles. At that time, computers weren't as prevalent. So I had to typeset my own copy. I was on a drafting board. So I was that bad chick. Okay. I was that bad chick at a young age. I had to write copy for a newspaper. And so because the Los Angeles Unified School District was a large district, we had our own print shop and everything. I was the only sole graphic artist, right? So I learned from there. And then I parlayed that over to, and I'm giving you like the historical thing. And then I parlayed that over to American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. Now at UTLA, I was a photographer too. So I take photographs as well. And so then I parlayed that over to American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. And that's when I first photographed Oprah when she was starting out. And so it's amazing. She used to run. I don't know if she runs at 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning, but we caught her at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And so that's a union for all commercial contracts, TV and everything. And I was not only the secretary to the CEO, but I was After's photographer too. And so when you have an eye for creativity, you can create something out of nothing. And then I parlayed that back to Georgia and became a microfilmer. And I microfilmed for college and got them, caught up by 3 years and put it in a database. So when I started putting stuff in a database, and what I found out that so many people were coming into education in the United States through political asylum. And I said, oh my goodness, okay, I'm going to have to get into the political world. But I started the political world running for mayor in Los Angeles, and they wouldn't put me on the ballot, and I had to apply to the attorney, and they said, oh no, and that Davis Jackson needs to go on the ballot, and that was at the time of Tom Bradley, and I said, no, let me just go ahead and move, and then I ran for U.S. Congress in Georgia and got 43% of the vote. If I would have had 8% of the Black Business Network, okay, I'd probably still be in Congress today, right? And so parlayed that, went into education in the DeKalb County school system, spent 10 years. But, I had mentors during that time. So I had mentors who were congressmen, Matt Collins, Newt Gingrich. I signed the Contract of America with the Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, and Paul Coverdale, who was a senator for the United States. So these gentlemen had me where I went up to DC to just learn systems. So that's how I got into be a business consultant, because I saw systems, but I saw systems growing up in Los Angeles. So I saw systems for my family. I saw systems for my dad. Unless he went out there and sold a house and invested or whatever, I wouldn't have had that check. And I did not have any loans at that time. So seeing all these things, and then, the DeKalb County school system. And by that time, I had a little money. So, me being terminated by uncovering corruption, it didn't really matter because I was able to put my key in my own door and my own car, and my cars were paid for. So I would suggest, for the Black Business Network, have everything paid for. Start working in your personal life to have things paid for, right? And I'm saying that for real, because when you have everything paid for in your personal life, then you don't commingle your business life. That is so very important. Do not commingle your business funds with your personal funds. I'm sorry, don't do it. And so that's been my life. And so that's how, and, because of that, people just said, hey, could you help me with my business? And then I became a financial coach for United Way. And United Way started a program to build micro enterprise businesses. And that was so amazing. So I had to have 12 coaching sessions with micro enterprise businesses. And I will say that when you're a consultant and you're a coach, you don't just tell businesses what to do. You help them navigate and you get in the game with them. So I'm that type of coach and that type of consultant that gets in the game. So when we have coaching sessions, I'm on the computer while we're talking, saying this is what we do week 1, week 2, week 3, and these are all the things that you're going to have to do. This is how you're going to have to build your business credit, and this is how we're going to have to start. And then I'm going to get back with you to find out, did we do this? How do we do? What can I do off of this list for you? And I go ahead.
Well, we want to thank you, Ms. Jackson. You have given us a plethora of information in your session today with the Black Business Network. Anything else you'd like to say for the camera?
I would just like to say, business is really scientific. Don't take for granted to find somebody who can help you navigate the way. You have to navigate the way. And I would say to any Black business, you've got what it takes. You've got what it takes. But let me tell you, don't be hard-headed. Don't be hard-headed in business as you're the owner. Develop your network. Develop your network.
We want to thank you today. And we also want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for April 2023, which can include NC 100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Ridge Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Barbara H. Smith, LLC.
Design is human. It's about people. It's about life. We've designed everything around us since the beginning of time. The things that we see, the things that we hear, experience, and feel.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
5-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn more.
Hello, my name is Kiasi Helm and I'm 14 years old. I think my genius would probably have to be setting goals and achieving them. I say this because ever since I was young, I always wanted to be an author, and at age 11, I ended up achieving this. But not only did I end up becoming an author, I ended up becoming a public speaker, a publisher, a business owner, all these great things. The name of my business is Written by Kids Publishing Company. I decided to start this company because I thought it was important for me to help kids my age express themselves through literacy and just achieve their own goals. Because to me, achieving goals is the best thing in the world to feel. It's you just achieving things and aspirations that you set for yourself. And I know that everybody is capable of this because even if you don't end up achieving the goal, you still tried your best, and that's the most important thing. And everybody is capable of this because genius is common. Thank you.
I am a child of the Most High God. He has gifted me in ways that I could not even imagine and didn't know.
There was a time when I didn't know who I was. I listened to other people tell me who I should be, what I should do. I listened to people telling me that I should be a boutique owner, that I should be a construction manager, that I should be a laborer. Have you ever felt like you should do something else, be something else, go somewhere else, be wherever you wanted to be, and you felt like you were in a box? Anybody in the room? And you couldn't get out. Anybody in the room? And you kept trying to go and you couldn't get out. Anybody in the room? But let me tell you, you need to rock the box. Rock the box.
I am engaging, inspiring, and empowering. I would give you everything I know. Just by touching you, if I could, by osmosis, give you every single thing I've learned, I've gone through, I know I would. We know that's not possible, but as it is possible, I love to share information with people.
Some of you out there, people have told you that you can't be, you can't have, you can't do. But I will tell you, like Kinston said, you can, you must, and you will. If it's to be, it's going to be me. You got to say it. If it's to be, it's going to be. If it's to be, it's going to be. If it's to be, it's going to be.
Barbara is because she believed what her mama said about her and not what other people told her.
Every day you wake up, when you're in a situation, it's your choice whether it's an advantage or the disadvantage.
She gained her confidence and her life, and now she is a testimony.
If I can help you elevate yourself, then I feel like I'm elevating my own self as well. What you know and I know together can change the world.
La connexion. La connexion.
In a world obsessed with the cult of celebrity, I challenge you not to aspire to anyone else's greatness, but instead strive to reveal and ignite the greatness within you.
Are you serious?
I totally think that that's it.
Hey.
No!
Hey! To me, sexy is a man that knows who he is and what he wants.
Okay.
He's comfortable. You look at him, you see him, he's just comfortable being himself. And you're like,
Baby, be you.
Be you, baby.
Just be you. I like it. Introducing the BU collection, exclusively available at K&G Fashion Superstore.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good afternoon, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Tamisha Thomas from Too Much TV. I am your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Our next speaker is Kevin Cadet of Black Angels Miami. Kevin Cadet is the executive director of Black Angels Miami. He's a London-born startup industry veteran and technology leader who is determined to change the landscape of tech and investing in Miami. His organization, Black Angels Miami, aims to connect Black investors to promising minority-owned startups, specifically matching tech startups with venture capitalists. I present to you Kevin Cadet. Unmute, Kevin.
That would help.
How are you today?
I am well. Good afternoon.
Well, thank you for joining us today on the Black Business Network. Genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
Hello, we'll be doing a fireside chat today with Kevin. So thank you very much for the introduction, Miss Tamisha. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Kevin, how are you this morning or afternoon, I should say?
Good afternoon. I'm doing great. Do you hear the lawnmower in the background?
I only can hear you.
All right. So the technology is working.
Yes. Yes.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
We're back with Kevin Cadet. Kevin, tell us, you're in London. You're from London?
I'm from London, but I live in Miami.
Okay, so how was the transition from London to Miami?
Well, I've been in the States since high school. So, I lived in the Northeast for a really long time. So coming to Miami and growing up in England, this is like paradise, palm trees, warm weather, love it.
And you're doing the work. So you're on the Black Business Network, connecting Black businesses to investors?
Yes. So we have, we really started because we saw that the technology environment in Miami was on the rise, and we didn't have the Black investors we thought we should have. There's plenty of accredited individuals that don't have access to invest in tech startups. So we wanted to create an on ramp to enable Black investors to be exposed to great technology companies.
Oh, wow. Okay. So what does this process look like? Are you having pitch competitions, or how is that working in
Yeah.
infrastructure?
So our members are the investors. We range from those that invest, it seems like every other week, to those that may invest only once a month. There's no expectation of investing, so it's really easy to get engaged. We're not saying you have to join and have to invest. So we have all of those members. We're a nonprofit, and then we have companies apply to us through our website, and we select a number of them to pitch every other month, and the investors take a look, and hopefully we can make the right connections.
Okay, Grant, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Get everything started, Tamisha and Kevin, as we are getting to our conversation, because this is so important. One of the big stumbling blocks in the world of Black entrepreneurship, small business owners, is access to capital. This is something that Black Angels Miami looks to solve with their particular service. So, question number one, Kevin, and I know this to be true. The one thing you talked about in a former podcast that we were on, you first talked about the relationships, that you can have the technical knowledge, you can have a lot of experiences. However, if you don't have the right relationships in the financial markets that you're looking to gain a capital investment of, can you talk to us a little bit more about why that is an important step that we must accomplish?
Yeah, it's real. I'll make an analogy. You could be the smartest, most educated person there is, the perfect person for a specific job. But if you don't know how to apply for that job, or even apply for that job and put forth the right resume, you'll never get that job, right? So if you don't know how to approach raising capital, and you have the best idea in the world, you may have the expertise to actually pull it off, from the technology to the business to marketing, you could be perfect across the board. But if you don't know how to go about getting capital, which is a whole nother ball game, you're never going to get it. So how do we, solve that knowledge gap? And for us specifically, we're looking at high tech, high growth companies. So venture capital is not really looking at brick and mortar businesses. It's really looking for things that will really grow. So, unfortunately, as in a lot of businesses, high tech businesses, doesn't matter if it's $1 billion company or a tiny company, they won't always work out, right? That's just the nature of business. But if you're looking at early stage tech companies and you're an investor, if you understand that many won't work out, if you're going to have a portfolio of investments, each company has to be able to be big enough to warrant investing in it. So if I get a 1x return on one company, but I invest in 3 companies and 2 fail, then I've overall lost money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you invest in a number of companies, they have to be big.
Let me ask you this. When you talk about the valuation of a company or a business, because as an angel investor, obviously you're looking at it from a return on investment, and some of them are short term, some are long term, some are actually strategic partners. When you look at valuation, how do you determine what that value is going to be? Or what are some of the things that specifically Black entrepreneurs need to really hone in on so that they will be attractive to an angel investor?
Yeah, that's a good question. And in light of what's happened over the last number of months, the valuations have plummeted, right? So 2021, Money was flowing into the industry. Evaluations are really high. At that point, because the money was flowing, people weren't worried about evaluations, right? The evaluations were simply high. Now, I think we've come down to more of a reality. Evaluations at the earliest stages, I wouldn't, as an entrepreneur, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I'm only saying that because you have to get a lot of things in place before you start having evaluations conversations. When you're having that conversation, you're in a really good place, right? Because somebody wants to invest in you. There's so many things that have to happen before someone says, what your evaluation is. So yeah, there's many things that have to happen before you get there.
Let me ask you this, because I know when your business, you told me you're the glue. You're the glue between the angel investor and then the potential business, someone who needs an infusement of capital. What are you looking for? Like, you've got to make an evaluation yourself between these two entities, because you're the relationship between those two. What are you specifically looking for, let's say, in a business, Black entrepreneurship, SMB startup? Maybe they're a startup at this point, but they're starting to get things going. What are things that they need to have in place before you would make an introduction?
Yeah. So we'll start with the very, very basics. They have to have a plan, right? and not just the back of the envelope plan. You really need it fleshed out. So you have to understand the market, being able to actually have numbers to back up, your thesis in the market, what the addressable market is to your business. Have a pro forma, so like a financial model going out multiple years, and then a go-to-market strategy to actually back up the numbers in that pro forma. So you really have to have structure around what you're trying to do. And then the actual individual, at the end of the day, you're investing in a person, because there isn't a big company. You're investing in an individual who you believe will be able to execute on their vision, right? Because there is no company. There's that person that's going to do it all. So you're looking for a really strong thesis, and ideally some experience of that individual in that arena. So beyond the business, you've got to believe that that person knows the arena they're going to be working in and has experience and can really talk to it and attract individuals to work with them to go forward.
This is so interesting, because I've seen a lot of different businesses that I've worked with before. And, a lot of them are bootstrapping their way through things. What does that mean? That means they're using their own money. Right?
Absolutely.
And they haven't got to a point where they can either attract either just your traditional investment from a bank or something to that effect. Help us understand the difference between your traditional lenders, loans, and then what angel investors, and then of course the venture capitalists, because they're all different.
They are all different. So you mentioned bootstrapping, and that's for everyone, that's taking the money out of your own pocket and strapping up your boots, doing them tight, and working hard on your own dime to make things happen. And I absolutely recommend for everyone, doesn't matter how great an idea you have, to take it as far as you possibly can without having to raise capital from angels or any type of institution. And ideally, after bootstrapping, you'll have friends and family that can invest in you. And that point is where we have the biggest challenge, because so many of us don't have the rich uncle or aunt you tap on the shoulders like, I have a great idea, can you invest in me, lend me money, help me get from A to B. That's not as prevalent in our community. So you go from bootstrapping, and then so much of the time there's a gap, and that's when people turn to angels or other types of money. early on in a business, before there is a business which is with revenue, you're not going to get a loan, right? The banks aren't going to touch you because you're an idea. You're not a business. It's too risky. Venture capital really comes later. There is more early stage venture capital, but it's really difficult to get that money really early on. You would need a really strong thesis, a really great idea, and probably prior exit. So you've actually done it before. They're just not coming that early unless it's really, really strong. So the angel space, angels are really individuals who are investing by themselves, but ideally fill this gap when you're really early on. And you want to, and something you mentioned before is relationships. When you're going to those angels, it's a longer road because they don't know you. But that doesn't mean they don't want to get to know you. But you've got to have all those things I said prior in place. And then it's a conversation. It could be mentoring that ultimately turns into an investment.
Wow. See, there's a lot that you got to think through. Not only you have your business plan, as you talked about, you have your business plan, strategic goals, but you have to understand your financial modeling metrics that you can actually put on paper, because you're going to have that ultimate day. Everybody, a lot of people are familiar with Shark Tank, right? You have I want to have my Shark Tank moment when you actually get in front of a group of investors and pitch your idea. And it's got to attract people to a point where they want to have a further conversation. I know you do these pitch nights. I don't know if they're weekly, monthly, quarterly, but you do these things. So you see a lot of pitches from tech groups and things like that. What do you see? Like, if you had to give advice to our group right now, maybe they were working on their pitch deck or they don't even know what that is. What advice would you give that group?
The more you pitch, the more feedback you get, the stronger it's going to be. If you can imagine interviewing for a job, the more times you do it, the more questions you'll get. A lot of time you're going to get the same questions, especially with a business. If you're not addressing part of the business, you're going to get that question over and over and over again. You're not going to be able to avoid it. So you want to get as much feedback as possible. There are a lot of organizations, be it accelerator or incubator, or especially in cities, that help small businesses, tech businesses, help them round out what they're doing, give them marketing advice, give them pitch advice. But don't be afraid to share what you're doing and get that feedback. It's if you don't put it out there, you're not going to be able to get the feedback you need to actually refine your pitch and give it its best shot.
Now, are you taking when you take on a client, and I guess you work on both sides of the ball, whether it's an angel investor or not, what does that look like? Are you like you would do some advisory with that group? Like you would say, hey, pitch to me. I want to see what you've got. Let's see where you're at. And then will people then take that feedback and start to evolve their business plan, evolve their strategic vision so they can get alignment for that investor? Because you're not going to bring them in front of the investor unless they're ready. Is that right?
Oh yeah, I've that's probably at least half of my time. I have talked to companies where I've said what they've presented to me on paper. There was a period earlier on in our organization, and we started right before the pandemic, where I wanted to talk to every single company which applied. Whether I liked what they presented or not, I was going to talk to them. So for 2 weeks, back to back, every day, I talked to every company. And I looked at one and I said, I don't believe anything I'm reading here. This is smoke and mirrors. This isn't real. And then I had a meeting with this company. 5 minutes into the conversation, I said, stop. You're telling me this is real? Like, you have built a MVP, which is a minimal viable product. You've got a product here. This is actually real. And then we had a really productive conversation. Then 10 minutes later, I said, burn everything you've written so far. We're going to start over. I love what you're doing, but your one pager, you're not going to get a meeting. Ultimately, they did raise capital, but it was a long road and they were receptive to the feedback. That's an extreme case, but I give everyone my honest feedback. I'm Black Angels Miami is a nonprofit. I'm not part of the transaction. I just want the best for the investors and for the entrepreneurs. So the founders out there that I talk to, you ask them, I want to tell them exactly what I think. And I think they should get as much good feedback as possible because not everybody will look at everything from the same perspective. But ultimately, that pitch deck is a living document, right? It will evolve. Time will go by. You will progress in your company. You will have better things ways to represent what you're doing. And you will learn more about your industry and you'll want to reflect that in your documentation. So if you're not, I get, it's a very humbling thing. Mm-hmm. It's very humbling. And I tell people, I'm not telling you this because I try to be mean. I just telling you exactly what I think. And, take something and pivot it. And this is a better way to present it, or, drop this because it's only going to hurt you, even though it's more information. When you're presenting, ultimately, just as you mentioned Shark Tank before, every meeting you're trying to get to the next meeting. You're not going to have one meeting. You have to sell them on everything, and you don't have long enough to sell them on everything. But you should give enough to intrigue an investor that they want to learn more. So that pitch may only be 2 minutes, but give them your best 2 minutes so they want to have the next conversation, and ultimately you go down that path and end up raising capital. And on top of that, that person you're talking to, angels typically invest in what they know, right? So if I know pharmaceuticals, or if I know e-commerce, or whatever industry it is, I may know that really well and be comfortable investing in it. But if I see something which I really like, and an individual I really like, I can say, you know what, I don't really know this, but I know who does, right? So never be so many times relationships, who you present to first may not be the person that invests in you. It may be 20 people down the line, or it may be the second person. But, we've had companies pitch to our group, and we try and keep it as open as possible to expose those founders to as many investors as possible. But ultimately, it may be 4 connections down the line, and that person invests in the company. I wasn't in Miami once, and I was at a meeting, and someone turned around and said, "Hey, I invested in a company that pitched to you." And I said, "Who on earth are you?" Like, I had no idea who they were. They lived in Philadelphia. I was like, "How on earth did the company get to you from Miami to Philadelphia?" Well, we're pitching via Zoom for one, so you could be anywhere. And then, well, this person saw it. This person. I'm like, yes. And they gave it to the next person, the next person, and me. And I liked it. And they invested. So every conversation is an opportunity to share with what you're doing, and you don't know where it's going to end up, and you don't know who you're talking to. Investors or wealthy individuals don't walk around with a cap saying, "I'm wealthy and I'm ready to invest." You just don't know who is in a position to help you. And it could simply be a relationship. You could say, "Grant, I know I have a great pharmaceutical company." And Grant turns around and says, "I know someone who's a pharmaceutical expert who's looking for the next deal." And they pass it along. So it's a small world, but if you don't get out into it, nothing's going to happen.
You got to get out there. You got to get in the field. You got to pitch your idea, but have it ready. Now, the other side of that equation is the investor themselves. You pride yourself on having a group of entrepreneurs, or I should say investors, who are minority, they're African American, they're on that side of the ball. Because you said one thing, I remember during our interview, a few months back, those relationships are so important, but people do business with people that they're comfortable with and that they can have some natural attraction with. You've put together a group of people that you have relationships with. Help us understand what they're looking for on their side of the ball. What's it like after you pitch and this conversation is going on with these investors, and what are their concerns about the situation?
Yeah, it's interesting because it's a diverse group of investors. So again, you have people who have never invested, never invested in a tech company, to those who have had an IPO and been in tech for their whole career, who are very comfortable investing. I think that's one of the values when you join a group, so you can lean on other people's expertise. Um, and remember, they're individuals. So, once in a while you can have someone say, has anybody else invested in this company? Like they don't know that company very well, but very interested to see who else has invested. So I do like to say that checks follow checks. It's the first check, which is the most difficult one. But then the same individual will see something, it's like, I get it, I like that company, and they write a check. And then I'm in shock. But remember, it's so much of the time, angels can do, they're individuals, they can do whatever they like. Right. So we have, people with decades and decades of expertise that, sometimes I'm having a conversation and I'm like, I should be recording this because this should literally be a class. Like this 20 minutes of what they're saying, they've been so eloquent. They've laid out the challenges of the company, and this should be recorded. So I'm really blessed to be in the middle of a lot of great conversations.
Let me ask you this also. The deal, because, okay, let's say you've got someone who's interested. I'm interested in investing in you here. I'm ready to write a check to a company. What does the deal look like? Commonly, what is the structure, the payback? What do you need to be aware of when you're entering into a contractual agreement with an angel investor? What do those deals really look like?
Well, this is a series of podcasts right here. There's deals can be constituted in a number of ways, but if you take a step back, ultimately you're investing in a company hoping there will be an exit, right? So you want to have that company basically, when I say exit, have a liquidity event, i.e. is sold, is acquired. Somehow all of the owners of that company are compensated for that company. If it's going to be a lifestyle, if you're trying to start a business and own that business and be something you run indefinitely, you're not looking for venture capital, right? Because how would they get a return? They're not looking for part of your revenue for the next 20 years. They're looking for an exit in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years where they get a multiple of their money back. So all of these deals ultimately end up in the investors owning equity in your company. Now that can happen in a number of ways. So, at one extreme, there's convertible debt where you're given a loan to a business, which ultimately will be converted into equity when more money is invested into the company. That's very common very early on. It protects the investor. So if you don't go on to raise more capital, then that company will owe the investor money, which will be paid back with interest. There's straight equity deals. You're paying, based on the evaluation of the company, you're giving the company X dollars and you're going to own X percent. And then there's structures where you give the company money based on getting a discount on future raising. So if I give you $100,000 now, you're going to give me a discount of 20% when you raise more money. So when you raise more money, my 100,000 is now 120,000. Right? I'm getting more equity. So there's you know, as I said, we could have a whole series of different of discussions about how the actual contract or relationship comes together. But that's a great conversation to have, because you're already past all the due diligence, and someone's really interested in making a deal.
These are discussions you need to have. You have to do some stepping out into the future, understanding what these conversations are going to be like in the future state, and get your present state aligned to begin to have these future discussions. Because you hear time and time again, you can't, you just don't have the capital, you're not doing this and that. Even though you have to ultimately be running your business, you have to show that it's valuable, that it's scalable, that it has opportunity to have that return on investment that people are looking for within a timely manner. You talked about some things that I thought was, man, it was such enlightening. You have to understand this from an idea perspective. You had an idea years ago, because you went to a prestigious business school. You have great pedigree, right? And you had this great idea that, hey, you know what? I'm going to refurbish computers. I'm going to refurbish old equipment, and I'm going to refurbish them, put it back together, and put them back out to market. Great idea, right? Bad timing because people weren't doing it. Talk about that for a moment.
Yeah, it's yeah, a lot of things have to line up for a business to take off, right? It's the timing of the market and what's happening overall can affect the business. So yeah, undergrad, we had this great, this is 25 years ago. Ugh, aging myself. And it was the first time I pitched the Angels, and they loved the pitch. We got an A, everything's great. But it was a new market. They didn't see it. I mean, how many people thought of how many people thought of Uber before Uber came to fruition? And when Uber started, I was like, I'm not getting a stranger's car. Now I'm the first to like click. Where's that stranger so I can jump in their car and take me from A to B? Business school, I thought that everyone will be using their phones in their idle time. No brainer, right?
Right.
I started a company of a classmate. This is what we were going to do. I didn't take a job right out of biz school. We're going to start a tech company. The only problem is the iPhone hadn't come out yet.
Yeah.
We were 3 years too early. So a thesis and an idea, so many things have to align. Like the market has to be ready and receptive for that idea. Sometimes I think, if I was given the opportunity to pursue that company back out of business school, that I would have fallen into the iPhone, right?
Yeah.
So much of the time we're not given the opportunity to fail because we don't have that friends and family to support us, that believe in us, and give us enough capital to take multiple shots at being an entrepreneur. Because if you ask entrepreneurs, so much of the time the first company doesn't work out. And so much of the time we don't have the opportunity to do it multiple times. That's a whole nother podcast right there. I'm just getting you ideas for podcasts, Grant.
All right,
I'll flesh out a whole year for you.
Ongoing conversation and never end, but we have to have, especially as entrepreneurs. First of all, you have to be comfortable failing. I've talked to so many different people. Like, hey, yeah, you see me doing well now. You see me, running a 7-8 figure company, but you didn't see me when I failed with 10 other companies, or when I was on my way and then hit these roadblocks that I could not maneuver, but I didn't give up. I had to persevere. I had to show resilience. I had to get back up after my idea, my baby, was called ugly over and over and over again. Like, no, my baby's beautiful. And I'm going to find someone else who sees the beauty in my baby as well, even if I've got to get out here and walk these roads. But if you really do the research on a lot of people, especially those people that are angel investors. I mean, when you say angel investors, these are business people that have now got to a point where they have money that they now want to invest. So again, they want to grow, more opportunities. This is a great position to be in, but you really need to hone in on their story. How did you get to where you're at? How many battles did you have to win in order to finally get to where you're at, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the biggest of companies, it doesn't matter if it's Amazon or, Uber, or how many times did that founder have to pitch? How many times did the door get thrown in your face, or they said it's not going to work? I mean, how many people would have given up after the 100th time you've had a meeting? But that's literally what it's going to have to take, unless you're really lucky to get money early. And a lot of times founders need to step back and think about how that investor sees the landscape. Every founder thinks their idea is the best idea in the world, and they should. But what they've got to understand is an investor sees all of these ideas, and for any which reason they can say no to an idea. It could be the littlest thing. To a certain extent, you're looking for a reason to say no. It's if you imagine looking through resumes and it could be a typo. It could be the perfect person in the job, and it's like, how could they let this out? And it could have been an honest mistake, and it's like a no. Or you don't like how their marketing strategy is, or it could be anything. It could be I just don't know this industry, so I'm going to say no. Or for some reason, I don't like that founder because I didn't like the shoes they bought. I mean, people are individuals, and they're going to make their decisions as individuals. But at the end of the day, you've got to be comfortable with the no's to get to the yes.
Absolutely. I want to ask you one more question as we get to the top of the hour. And this is more about Kevin Cadet. It's more about Black Angels Miami. Why would someone want to choose you as opposed to all the other choices they could make? We're talking to a worldwide audience right now. There's people out there like, hey, this is interesting. I can get access to capital, in this tech space and get people to invest in. But why would I want to choose Kevin Cadet and Black Angels Miami to take me to that next level?
If you want to get as much exposure to as many people who can possibly invest in you as possible. We're a nonprofit. We're not part of the transaction. Where our only goal is to make those connections between our members and great investments. So you have nothing to lose. We have great investors on our side of the table, and they want to invest. It's basically a safe place. The only downside is that only so many companies can pitch, but I am absolutely willing to talk to everyone. The only downside is that we only have so much time in a day. And the only downside, I don't have my own fund, so I can't write the checks myself, which I would love to have. Because I see, one of the frustrations in life is I see so many great founders. I'm like, this idea is a killer. But I'm not investing directly. I'm making the connection. So Black Angels Miami is not investing. So we're an absolutely honest broker. We're not, we're a nonprofit. We're not part of the transaction at all. We're just trying to do good for the ecosystem.
That says a lot, because trust is huge. And if you can trust what's going on, especially in these kinds of deals, you might have a great idea. The last thing you want to have happen is someone takes your intellectual property and then takes that idea and runs with it somewhere else and become successful, right? And I know some of the things that you do is you help people through, like, hey, you've got to trademark that. You've got to get copyrights that. You got to start looking at these things from the legal lens, not just the financial lens. So I appreciate everything that you are doing there at Black Angels Miami.
Thank you.
Oh, she's on mute.
Tanisha's turn to be on mute. It's not me. I'm not the only one.
Yes, this is wonderful listening in the background, hearing what's going on in Miami, because we are in Raleigh, the Silicon Valley of the East. This goes on all the time. And a lot of times I'm in these rooms and I'm not seeing Black investors. So I love to see this, Kevin. Thank you, Grant. Genius is coming, and we will see you on the other side.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. The expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use Cash App that's on the screen below, which is $BBX USA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for April 2023, starting with NC 100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Rich Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Barbara H. Smith, LLC, Marjorie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Milani Shani Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America, and my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million+ women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success.
Did you know Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs? However, only 3% of Black women have established a sustainable, thriving business that has lasted more than 5 years. Why is there such a huge gap between creating and sustaining a business? Common obstacles like money and resources. But on a deeper level, self-doubt, lack of support, undervaluing self, stress and overwhelm, relationship challenges, health challenges, work-life imbalance, and unsure of purpose and passion. Meet Milani Shani Global. Our mission is to provide life, love, and business coaching for women who are leading the way and want to improve mental and emotional health and well-being by managing stress, anxiety, creating work-life balance, increasing confidence, revealing purpose, and putting themselves first so they can use their authentic gifts and make an impact in their community. When you enroll in our coaching systems and programs, you will discover how to activate your passion and personal fulfillment, unleash and align your natural gifts and talents with winning strategies, Master your mindset and release stress and overwhelm, procrastination, and self-doubt. You are not alone. Our professional certified team of coaches use unique and one-of-a-kind advanced coaching tools to ensure that you excel in the areas of mental and emotional well-being, leading with confidence, relational wealth, and stress management. Put yourself first today and take your next step towards well-being and igniting your authentic success. Milani Shani Global, a company by women for women for over 35 years. Visit us at www.msglobal1.com or call 704-313-9132 and enroll in one of our programs to get started today.
I'd like you to imagine with me, if you will, opening an app where you can collaborate with like-minded individuals from around the world, get inspiration and in-app tools to launch and grow your business, as well as share your knowledge and earn compensation, all in one app. Well, the name of that app is Truso, short for Truly Social. Hi, I'm Matthew Newman, the founder and CEO of Truso. A new concept in social media, Truso is designed from the ground up to be a platform that's both social and empowering for all its users. How exactly do we do that? I'm glad you asked. First, Truso brings the world together via video. Psychologists assert that video provides a significantly more effective connection than audio only.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business